All right, let's jump into the world of live streaming with Medial today. We love to take your suggestions, and this one came from you guys. You wanted the full download on this Medial platform.
Seems like a lot of folks are curious about it.
Absolutely, especially after this video you sent over. Medial, unlock the power of live streaming. Elevate your events to the next level. Bold claims, right? So we're diving deep, figuring out just how Medial helps you create those amazing live streams you've been dreaming of.
Well, the cool thing about Medial is it's built for everyone, whether you're just starting out or you're running massive events.
That's always a good sign. I mean, nobody wants to feel like they need a PhD in live streaming just to get started.
Exactly. So the video kicks off with the basics, showing you how to connect Medial with OBS.
Okay, OBS, for those who don't know, that's Open Broadcaster software. And the best part, it's free.
Can't beat free. And the setup, it's surprisingly painless. You just copy and paste stream keys, kind of like unlocking a secret code.
It does make it sound a bit mysterious.
Yeah.
But then, boom, you're live.
And here's a little bonus. Medial automatically records your stream for you, so you can skip all the fuss of configuring separate recording settings in OBS.
Oh, that is handy. No more worrying about hitting the record button at the right moment.
Exactly. Plus, they've got this cool feature called Director.
Director. Okay, now it's getting serious. What exactly does this director do?
Don't worry, it's not as intimidating as it sounds. The director basically gives you total control over what your audience sees at different stages of your event.
Okay, so it's all about creating a polished, professional experience for your viewers.
Precisely. Like before your event even starts, you could display a coming soon message, or maybe a countdown timer.
Way better than staring at a blank screen. It keeps the energy up, too.
Right, and during those intermissions, you can display specific content, maybe some sponsor messages, or even upcoming events.
So it's like having a virtual stage manager, keeping everything flowing smoothly.
Exactly. And Medial even provides pre-made videos you can use, so you don't have to create everything from scratch.
Time saver. Now, let's say your stream is going, it looks amazing, everything's running perfectly, but you want to share it beyond Medial's platform, right? The video mentions embedding your live stream into other websites.
Embedding is where it's at. It's like magic, your live event seamlessly integrated into your website, Moodle, WordPress, you name it.
Okay, but hold on. I can already hear our less tech-savvy listeners thinking, embedding! That sounds complicated.
I get it, but trust me, you won't need a coding degree for this. Medial generates these embed codes, you just copy and paste them into your chosen platform.
Easy peasy. But what about if you want a clean, distraction-free viewing experience? Like no sidebars or menus cluttering things up?
They've got you covered. Medial offers a playback page that's super clean, just focused on the stream itself. And if you're worried about security, they also let you restrict embedding to specific domains.
Makes sense, especially if you're dealing with, say, internal company events or sensitive information.
Absolutely. Security is a big deal, and it's great to see they've built that in.
Now, let's get ambitious. What if you want to go big, reach a massive audience with your live stream?
That's where things get really interesting. Medial offers both on-premise and cloud-based solutions for handling those larger-scale events.
Okay, I'm sensing some tech jargon coming on. Break it down for us non-experts.
Imagine you're ordering a pizza, right?
Always a good place to start.
Your origin server is like the kitchen where the pizza is made.
Okay, got it. So where do the edge servers come in?
The edge servers are like those little delivery hubs spread out across the city. They ensure your pizza, or in this case your live stream, reaches everyone quickly no matter where they are.
So even if you've got employees scattered all over the country or even the world, Medial can make sure everyone gets a smooth streaming experience.
Exactly. The video mentions they helped one company with 60 offices and 8,000 employees get their live streaming sorted out. And you can customize resolutions, choose your edge server locations, really tailor things to your needs.
Impressive. But what if you want to reach a global audience, way beyond your internal network?
Cloud-based scaling is the key. Think of it like supercharging your live stream for a global audience.
Supercharging. Sounds intense.
It is. They use a CDN, a content delivery network. The video specifically mentions Wowza CDN integration.
So Medial partners with Wowza, which has a huge network of servers all over the world. That's how they handle those massive audiences.
Exactly. They helped one client stream to 15,000 employees without a hitch. And once your live stream is done, it's automatically archived back into your Medial account, straight from the cloud.
So you get the best of both worlds, cloud-based power and reach, but everything neatly stored back in your Medial account.
No data lost in the process. Pretty slick, right?
Very slick. Now, I'm sure many of our listeners are wondering, what about Zoom? I mean, it's everywhere these days.
MEDIAL's got a fantastic Zoom integration, and it's not just for live streaming, it also handles recordings, which is a huge win for educators.
Okay, I can see why educators would love this.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
So MEDIAL can automatically grab your Zoom cloud recordings. It's like they appear in your LMS platforms, Moodle, Canvas, Blackboard, whatever you use, as if by magic.
No more digging through endless folders trying to find that one recording.
It's a lifesaver, and embedding these recordings into your courses. One click, that's it. But here's the kicker, you can also live stream those Zoom meetings through MEDIAL.
Hold on, I thought Zoom already had its own live streaming features. Why would you need MEDIAL for that?
It's about taking control, unlocking more flexibility. Streaming your Zoom meeting through MEDIAL gives you way more customization options and a wider reach.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Walk me through it.
You'd set up a custom streaming service in Zoom specifically for your meeting and link that to MEDIAL. And you can even provide instructions to your participants at the account level, making it super easy for everyone to join the live stream.
So it's like creating this dedicated streaming channel for your meeting.
You got it. MEDIAL's Director feature lets you switch between different sources, show the live Zoom feed, add other content, all seamlessly.
It's like mission control for your Zoom meeting. And you can even combine workflows, right? Like stream from Zoom to MEDIAL and then push it out to a CDN for maximum reach.
Precisely. That's the beauty of it, the flexibility.
Now, what about those of us who are teams? Does MEDIAL cater to the Microsoft crowd?
Absolutely. They don't discriminate when it comes to video conferencing platforms.
Okay, phew. But what about those Teams recordings? You know how they often get lost in the depths of OneDrive or SharePoint?
It's a black hole. But MEDIAL steps in, ingests those recordings, and brings them into its own platform. And if you're worried about storage space, it can even delete them from OneDrive for you.
So it's like rescuing those recordings from digital oblivion.
Exactly. And once they're in MEDIAL, you've got way more control. You can edit them, share them easily within your LMS, make sure they're securely stored.
Much better than leaving them to languish in OneDrive, right?
Absolutely. Okay, so we've talked about recordings, but what about live streaming Teams meetings? Is that even possible with MEDIAL?
It has to be, right?
You know it. You can use OBS, our trusty screen capture ninja, to grab your Teams meeting. Just remember to double-check your audio and video sources in OBS. Make sure you're capturing the right things.
Wouldn't want to accidentally stream the cat video playing in the background.
Exactly. So you capture the Teams meeting with OBS, and then you can stream it to a much larger audience than Teams would allow on its own. And of course, MEDIAL records the whole thing.
So many possibilities. You could even incorporate a live Teams meeting into a larger event using MEDIAL's Director feature.
That's the power of flexibility. You're not limited by the platform's built-in features.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, from basic setup to some pretty advanced features. But there's one more crucial topic we need to address, and that's security.
You're right, especially with so much sensitive information being shared online these days.
It's top of mind for everyone. So tell us about MEDIAL's security features. What kind of options do they offer?
They've got a whole suite of features to keep your streams protected. You can have no login required, which is super easy for viewers, but maybe not ideal for every situation.
Right, if it's something confidential, you'd probably want more control.
Exactly. So they also have logins using MEDIAL security groups, which can be integrated with Active Directory, Azure AD, SSO, even custom passwords.
And for those super secure internal events, they have IP address restriction, right? So only people from specific locations can access the stream.
You got it. And if you're embedding your stream on other platforms, they offer domain-specific embedding, so you can control which websites are allowed to show your content.
It's like having a digital bouncer at the door.
Absolutely. They really understand that security is not one size fits all. You need options, flexibility.
This has been a fascinating deep dive so far. I'm really impressed with MEDIAL's versatility and all the features they offer. But let's be practical. How much does all this cost?
They've got different packages and pricing options depending on what you need. If you want the nitty-gritty details, best to contact MEDIAL directly.
Especially if you're looking to scale your live streaming in a big way, they can work with you to find the perfect solution.
And who knows, you might even snag a special deal.
Always worth asking, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so that wraps up the first part of our MEDIAL deep dive. We've seen how easy it is to get started, explored some seriously powerful features for scaling up, and even delved into the world of integrations with platforms like Zoom and Teams.
And we can't forget about those robust security features. They've really thought of everything.
MEDIAL seems like a true all-in-one solution for anyone serious about live streaming. But we're not done yet. In part 2, we'll be diving even deeper, exploring some real-world examples of how MEDIAL is being used to take live events to the next level.
Stay tuned. There's much more to uncover. You know, it's amazing how much they've managed to pack into this platform. It's like they've thought of everything.
I know, right? From those little details to those massive deployments, they seem to have it all.
And it doesn't feel overwhelming, which is nice.
Right. It's like they've managed to make it all so user-friendly. Even with all those features, the interface is clean and intuitive.
And they've got tons of resources to help you along the way, which is always a bonus.
Oh, absolutely. And they're always innovating, adding new features, integrations. It's clear they're committed to making live streaming accessible and powerful for everyone.
Yeah, they're not just resting on their laurels. They're really pushing the boundaries.
I love that. Speaking of pushing boundaries, I was really impressed with those real-world examples in the video. You know, it's one thing to hear about the features, but it's another to actually see them in action.
Oh, definitely. Seeing how it's helped organizations achieve their goals is really inspiring.
Remember that customer with 8,000 employees spread across 60 offices. Talk about a logistical nightmare for live streaming.
Right. But MEDIAL made it look easy with their Origin and Edge server setup.
And then there was that example of streaming to 15,000 employees using the Wowza CDN integration. That's incredible.
It really shows you the scalability of the platform. You know, you're not limited to just small internal events.
I'm starting to see live streaming in a whole new light.
Right.
It's not just for gamers and tech conferences anymore.
Exactly. The possibilities are endless, and MEDIAL is making those possibilities a reality.
And it's not just about replacing those existing tools like Zoom and Teams.
It's about enhancing them, giving you more control and flexibility.
Right. And let's not forget about that automatic recording feature. No more scrambling to hit the record button or worrying about technical glitches. MEDIAL takes care of it all.
You can focus on your content and let MEDIAL handle the technical stuff. It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, I have to ask, what was your biggest aha moment while watching that video? What really stood out to you?
Honestly, it was the simplicity of it all. I was expecting it to be much more complicated, but they've somehow managed to make even the most advanced features feel approachable.
I had a similar reaction. It's like they've cracked the code of user-friendly live streaming technology.
Right. And it's not just about the tech. It's about empowering people to use that tech effectively.
They're not just selling a product. They're selling a vision of what's possible with live streaming, and that's exciting.
Definitely. They're showing people that live streaming is within their reach.
Before we started this deep dive, I honestly thought live streaming was mainly for gamers and tech conferences. But seeing what MEDIAL can do, it's clear the potential is much broader.
Oh, absolutely. We're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Imagine live streaming a cooking class, a music performance, a behind-the-scenes tour of a museum. The possibilities are truly endless.
And with MEDIAL's ease of use and scalability, anyone can become a live streaming pro regardless of their technical background.
It's exciting to see live streaming becoming more mainstream. It's no longer a niche technology. It's a powerful communication channel that's accessible to everyone.
It's democratizing access to this medium, giving everyone the ability to share their voice and their creativity with the world.
And let's not forget about those security features. I'm glad they emphasize that, especially in a world where data privacy is so important.
It's critical. They've done a great job of balancing accessibility and security, making it easy to share your content while also protecting it.
So what does all this mean for you, our listener? If you've been thinking about exploring live streaming, whether for your business, your organization, or even just for fun, MEDIAL is definitely worth checking out.
They've removed the barriers to entry, making live streaming accessible, affordable, and surprisingly enjoyable.
It's amazing to see how they've combined cutting-edge technology with user-friendly design. They're truly pushing the boundaries of what's possible with live streaming, and it's exciting to think about what the future holds.
It's funny, you know, before we started this whole deep dive, I always thought of live streaming as something for like gamers or those big tech conferences.
It does seem like that's kind of the stereotype.
But now I'm seeing it as this incredibly versatile tool for communication, education, you name it.
It really makes you wonder, what kind of live streams would you create if you had something like MEDIAL at your disposal? Ooh, good question. You know, I think I'd love to try live streaming a behind-the-scenes look at how this podcast gets made. People are always curious about the process.
That's a great idea. You could even do like a Q&A with the audience, show them how you use that director feature in MEDIAL to switch between different cameras, maybe some graphics.
Exactly. It'd be a fun way to interact with our listeners, give them a peek behind the curtain.
And you know what else would be fun?
What's that?
Live streaming a cooking class. You could teach everyone how to make that amazing sourdough bread of yours.
Uh-huh. You'd actually watch that.
Absolutely. And I bet tons of other people would too. It's amazing how live streaming can take those everyday things and make them into these shared experiences.
And with Medial, it's so easy to make those experiences look professional, high quality. You don't need a fancy studio or a ton of expensive equipment.
Nope, you can start small, see how it goes, and then scale up as your audience grows. Medial gives you that flexibility.
Okay, so we've talked about how user-friendly and powerful Medial is, all those awesome features, but let's be practical for a second.
Yep.
What about the cost? Is this something only those big organizations with giant budgets can afford?
Not at all. Remember, they've got all those different packages and pricing options. They're trying to make it work for everyone.
That's good to hear. So for our listeners who are ready to jump into live streaming, what's the best way to get started with Medial?
Well, I'd say head over to their website, check out all the resources they have. They've got demos, tutorials, all the info you need on those different packages.
And if you've got specific questions, need help figuring out which package is right for you, don't hesitate to reach out to their sales team.
They're super helpful and really know their stuff.
It's been a wild ride exploring this whole world of live streaming with Medial. This video you shared really opened my eyes to the possibilities, and I hope it's done the same for you, our listeners.
Me too. Medial's created something special, a platform that really empowers anyone to embrace the power of live video. It's pretty inspiring.
If you've been thinking about giving live streaming a shot, whether for your business, your organization, or even just for fun, I say go for it. You might just be surprised at how easy and rewarding it can be.
Couldn't agree more. And hey, who knows? Maybe we'll be featuring your live stream on a future episode of The Deep Dive.
Now that's an invitation. That's it for this deep dive into Medial. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep. We'll see you in the next episode.